They told me this wasn't possible in Ableton. You can't do the crazy 808 glides like you can in FL. I'm here to tell you, it's right here, fam. You hear it for yourself. What's going on, everybody? I'm Fearless, and today we are making a dark drill beat from scratch in Ableton. And there's a bunch of little tricks that I've learned recently that are gonna make your drill beats so much better. So make sure you stick around for the full thing, because we're gonna be sprinkling sauce all over this motherfucker. So if you guys are ready, let's jump right into it. Let's start off with some keys, and my go-to is Analog Labs. We're gonna start with a B minor here. The minor scales are great for those dark sounding melodies. Now let's start clicking around and see what we can come up with. I like to start with a bass line. One thing Metro Boomin likes to do a lot is he'll copy over the chord again and just go down one note, and it makes it just sound so eerie. Let's hear this. Maybe we go up an octave for this one, or okay, both of them. I like that F up here. Let's... We're just gonna duplicate this over, and this will be our starting point. We're gonna keep it pretty simple, but we're gonna add some plugins that make it sound crazy. That should be illegal. Another plugin I've been using a lot lately is Portal. I mean, Portal is too dank, fam. I was gonna layer this with the pad, but I found this dope synth organ, which is pretty much the same thing, and it's the certified lover boy. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy down this MIDI here, and let's go in here. We're gonna keep this super simple. Let's just delete like all of these top notes, and then we'll just go down here. So it's just gonna be these two chords repeating over and over. We're gonna get some vocal chops in here, and you already know we gotta go for Arcade, because this is the go of goats for that. And if you guys want to try out Arcade, we got links below for a free trial, but let's pick one of these and see what we can come up with. And if you didn't know already, you can adjust Arcade to fit the scale that you're in, so it just works flawlessly. I mean, just listen to this. And that's all gonna sound good in the mix, because we just got it like that. Ooh, let's have that at the very end. That sounded dope. Why is that so hard? I mean, that took 2 seconds. Another thing I love about Arcade is how easy it is to mix the vocals and make them sound amazing. So what we can do is we can change the hype, and it's gonna make it sound like that classic, like, I don't even know, the Voxy sound. Here, listen, just listen to what I'm saying. It almost gives it like that baby voice sort of a sound that sounds so dope. Let's tone it back a little bit. We'll just throw a little bit of this bad boy in here as well. We're gonna pick out a pluck sound for like the counter melody or just some accent notes, really. Let's just try going down, why not? We don't need to go too crazy with this one. And we'll just copy this right on through. Actually, I kind of like it better without this second note, so let's just get rid of that. And we'll take these out too. We'll just have it play that one time. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get this audio track, and what you can do is set it to resampling. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna listen to everything that's being played, and you can resample it really easy. So we'll turn on record here, and we can literally just have it play right here and watch this. And there you go, it'll do it automatically. Couldn't be any easier. All right, so now what I wanna do is I wanna reverse this pattern, but what we're also gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make sure the order is still maintained here. So we're gonna chop this up, and I believe it, yeah, just repeats. So we're gonna take the first chunk, the second, We'll just go ahead and give it tiny little fade so it doesn't make that little staticky sound. So this will just play on the intro, and then everything will kind of drop in there. And yeah, just one extra thing that we can play with now. So let's start off with the snare. That way we can hold the melody, and then we'll start building from there. Whoops, I forgot this was drill for a minute. So actually for the second snare, we're going to delay on this note. Let's use this one. The hi-hat patterns for drill beats are way different as well, and sometimes they go absolutely insane. We're going to take it to that level today. Yeah. And then you can just copy it over just like that. And now we have the bass line for how this is going to start. And also what works really well with these is not using triplet grid, believe it or not. Yeah, so you don't need to use triplet grid on these. But you definitely want to get crazy with the velocities on these as well. That's what gives them the cool little sounds. I don't know, let's try this out. You can get crazy with these, man. Oh, that might have been a little fast. Let's try going one every other here. Would this sound good? Let's see. Let's go for a crazy roll here, like a super fast one, and we're going to go all the way down with the velocity here. Yeah, and then we'll reverse that, and we'll go the other way right here, I'm thinking. Cool thing with Ableton is we can literally select that and click reverse. Boom, and it does it for us automatically. How do you like that? Let's try actually putting this back a little bit more. What you can do is use the pen tool. You want to select everything, and then you can just draw these down like that. That'll make it way faster. I want to try something. I learned this pattern from a tutorial that works really well here. We're just going to double it up like this. In fact, let's make these a little bit longer here. We're going to put one more here, and then we're going to go up a little bit. Something like that. Let's see how this sounds now. Let's see if we did it right. Let's try going down kind of like this with the velocities here. Let's kind of have this pattern repeat. I went through here a little bit more and cleaned up some of the velocities, changed a little bit more just to get them all nice and tight. And one other thing I did is I just filled in the gaps with this crazy roll right here as well. So this is what it's sounding like now. And one cool thing I just figured out is that you can actually highlight the velocities like this down here instead of having to do the actual notes, and that can save you a ton of time if you're trying to change them down here. And I'm going to add in a hi-hat to layer with it. Let's try this Kobe one. I'm going to go super simple with this. I'm talking 4 on the floor. And we'll go like every other one will be like a drastic dip, something like this. Let's do a snare roll. Get some FX in here. Let's start these 808s off, and the trick here is to have one 808 that's playing the root notes, and we can have the second 808 doing all the different glides, and I believe we're just on B. We're just gonna copy this every other. Simple enough. So for the second 808, I picked out this one called Jupiter. And that one's going to sound really dope for the glides. I got a lot of crazy stuff I want to show you guys with these glides. So let's go ahead and jump into controls here. We're going to make sure glide is on. And go ahead and set the glide time to whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to choose 77 for now. We can always change that later. So what works really well in Ableton is you always have a bass note. Whenever you're going to put a glide note, you're going to have a bass note here. So you can pretty much just leave them wherever you want. So if we're going to go to B up to, let's say, maybe G or D. In fact, let's go ahead and put on our scale so we know exactly what we're doing here. All you're going to want to do to make sure these sound like sliding notes is you're going to pull this back just a little bit. And that way, Ableton knows that we're sliding from this note to that note because this one's playing secondly. And to maintain that slide, you just need to make sure the length of this note is the longest or at least as long as the first note. Otherwise, it's going to go up and then go back down. We're going to pull this back a tiny bit as well. So we're just going to have our 808s talk. It's going to be kind of like a call and response that you see a lot with melodies. Our first 808's going to play on this bar, and then we're going to do our rolls on the second bar. Copy this over a few times now. Now remember, if we're going to do this, we can have that all fine and dandy, but we also want to repeat this pattern with our bottom notes as well, so it's still gliding. So we're going to double this up so it has one for each thing. Also play with where you keep them. Like, I think this is going to actually sound better if we pull it right on the start of this bar, but for the first one that we played, you can see it was a quarter bar behind. For this one, maybe we even come in a little bit early. So you saw we did one late, we did one on time, and this one's going to be a little bit early here. Now let's play with these same ones right here. And we'll just go back ever so slightly with them. Let's see, what are we playing over here? Maybe we'll start with G. And we'll go down from here. They told me this wasn't possible in Ableton. You can't do the crazy 808 glides like you can in FL. I'm here to tell you, it's right here, fam. You hear it for yourself. Okay, so the secret sauce for these velocities is that the top and bottom glide note here have to be the same velocity, otherwise it's not going to do anything, right? So if we take this top note right here and put it all the way down, you let me know if it's changed at all versus this. So if we turn this bass note down, you can tell it still hasn't done anything, but if we turn both of them down, now it's finally going down. So that's the trick with those. You have to do them both if they're stacked like that. You got to put them both down at the same amount. But anyways, I want to pull this one down just a little bit from the other ones, and then we'll go even further down here. And we're just going to play around with these until they sound good. Yeah, we're just going to be descending in velocities for most of these. So let's do that. We're just going to do that same thing on these other ones right here. We'll just go down, down a little bit more. Let's also get a bass here for the intro. We're just going to use our standard synth bass I got loaded in already. Maybe we do go up right here. Got to make sure we turn glides on here. I'm going to do this one a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and introduce a kick as well. All right, let's do some basic arrangement here. What I'm thinking is actually at the very introduction, we don't even have one of the crazy 808 slides coming in, and we just play two of them here. We just have the 808 come in like this, and then maybe we introduce the kick and the crazy glide, and then the second glide. Also, what I want to do is kind of take out this bar of each of these so that we can put like some sort of a drum fill or something like that right here. And maybe we drop the whole drums part out right here. Let's see. And then it'll drop one more time before everything really comes in. Couple things, guys. I found a little drum roll right here on the intro that leads into the first part of the drop. And then we got a little bit of a riser right here on each part where we cut out the beat. And I'm gonna go in here and do some small tweaks and do some mixing and get this thing sitting nice and crisp for you guys to hear on the outro. But I wanna thank you so much for watching this one all the way to the end. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're uploading shit like this every single week for you guys. And also smash the like button if you don't mind so we can get this in the eyes of more producers. I also want to let you know that we've started a VIP group full of dedicated producers who want the inside scoop on how I mix and master these beats. They're learning advanced techniques and they're getting crazy drum kits sent to them every single month. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in or you just want to support the channel, go ahead and click the link in the description below. It's called the Audio Hacker VIP, and this thing's absolutely been exploding and going crazy, and I've gotten so great reviews about it. But besides that, guys, let's go ahead and jump in and hear this final result.